I'm here to tell you about the fantastic Name the Game series from Australian Football Video. Now, there's over 200 games available, including final series, state games, night premierships, and the best home and away matches of the 91 and 92 seasons. Not just the highlights, not just the last quarter, but 100 minutes of top footy action. So pick up your free catalogue at any Brusher store. And remember, footy brings out the best in a person.
There's going to be a big roar here in a minute, Dennis.
Well, nothing's impossible in football, but I would suggest that playing a final here at Football Park and winning it if you're a Victorian side would almost be the impossible task.
Well, if that's the case, then Collingwood their due.
Well, they're there.
Indicates the Crows' decision to reappoint Graham Corns. He took perhaps a gamble about 4 weeks ago. The Crows really haven't looked back.
Crows. Expectations were high. Whether those hopes would be fulfilled was another matter. But as the season unfolded, it became obvious that 1993 would reveal something special. Something beyond what even the most ardent of Adelaide fans would have expected. It would become a year of new chapters, new frontiers and new heroes. It was a history-making year, a year where the Crows ventured into the AFL finals. The Foster's Cup began with the Crows taking on night specialists North Melbourne at Football Park. As a young hopeful called Tony Modra began his season on the bench, the Crows began their season with a bang.
Hodges and Martin, good battle this one. Hodges goes to ground, Maynard, still with Maynard, left foot round the body, great kick, goal. Just being only 17, grew 19. Now he can kick a footy. He showed that in the first quarter into a slight breeze. Drop punt. Nice looking kick right there to the square. Oh, great mark by Maynard.
Well, this is an exhibition at the moment, isn't it, Bruce? A lot of bigger opponents. He picked up Stewie Lowe on a couple of occasions, and there's that goal. And the Adelaide Crows just romping away at the moment.
Ball away. Ramiro beaten for it. Strong play by Bickley. Had his eyes only for the football. He got crunched, but he got it away to Tregenza. Now opportunity again for Maynard. Maynard goes directly towards goal. Hodges! Well done. The crowd here in Adelaide love this guy. I'm sure of it.
Thumping kick by Rouvray towards full forward. Here's Rowe going for goal and kicking it. Well, it's a massacre, isn't it?
It was a massacre. By half-time, the Crows had amassed an 86-point lead. The Roos were still goalless, and the culling continued in the second half.
McDermott, one club champion to another. Modra, beautifully done, round the body for a goal. The possession continues. Modra in front of Martin. Martin, a good spoil. Modra recovers. Gives the handball. Magnificent footing of McGuinness. Gee, it's good to watch.
Brown's pass into the pocket. Punched away from Modra. The crumbs gathered by McInnes. Goes further, back to Brown. Is advantage paid? Yes, it is. And Brown goes for goal and kicks it. A kick towards centre half forward. No mark taken. Chance there for Liptak. Oh, McInnes has got it. He'll pop it through. Another one.
It was to be the last time Wayne Schimmelbusch coached North Melbourne. He stepped down the day after the 147-point hiding. The Crows headed to Waverley for their round 2 clash against Essendon, who'd taken on the title of the Baby Bombers and were growing up fast.
Half forward area where Groom's sweeping hand pass puts Maynard under a bit of pressure. Andrew Jarman, a little kick. Hodges, tackled by Manton. Jarman, look at this intelligent little kick. It's a goal.
Oh, what's he going to do this time?
Kicked 48 goals in the season last year. No goal here again from his second kick. Into the man, Tregenza. Hodges again. Now McDermott for goal. He kicks it.
From left half back in towards half forward. A good mark taken by Groom. I really like the look of Chris Groom.
A 19-year-old from South Adelaide. Hodges can't take the mark. He's had a few chances, Scott Hodges. Liptak, little one to Brown. Skirts around on the left boot. Gets the distance all right. Top kick. Great kick.
The Crows booted the first 4 goals of the game and at quarter-time led by 18 points. But with Paul Salmon firing, Essendon by half-time had seized the lead and would hold it for the rest of the afternoon.
As the player for Essendon, Burns, came in to try and intercept. Short kick, McDermott's got it. Could it be goal number 2 for Chris McDermott? It certainly can be. Well done by the captain. Over the last year or so. Pittman, McDermott caught. Tregenza there to back up. Tregenza, long shot for goal, is a goal. Well done, Tregenza. In Essendon's favour, Micken. Down to Liptak, off to Brown. Brown's shot is a goal. Well done by Brown.
Essendon home by 19 points, but it was no disgrace. The Bombers going on to take out the pre-season title.
We had a pretty good, solid pre-season this year. You know, we started, I think, back in the middle of October, and so by round 1 we were primed and in real good nick and ready to go.
So it was on with the season proper. Richmond at the MCG, the first assignment. An injury to regular full forward Scott Hodges gave Tony Modra his fairy tale break. He grabbed it with both hands as the Crows grabbed the Tigers by the throat.
And now it's Liptak who finds Modra on the lead again.
And Schaefer is a loose man across the gap between full forward and centre half forward.
Crows still lead by 5 points as Wren.
Schaefer wins at McDermott with some time to go. Bang to Modra.
Once again that hole, Bruce, they're really keeping it open, the Crows.
Drop punt again by Modra, and again a goal.
Jumped again by Schaefer, who's been pretty impressive, but McDermott comes away in the bright sunshine. Modra, very good mark. Well, that's a tough one. Modra kicking at his 4th, close to the man on the mark, but deadly accurate.
To Tregenza. To Jarman. Something normally happens. McGuinness could nearly kick this.
But it wasn't only Modra. Tony McGuinness also burst into the game in more ways than one.
Amongst the trainers, one of his own.
Get the stretcher this time.
Oh! And McGuinness gave him one. Can he be reported for that? I'm not sure. He's a trainer.
Up by 33 points at half-time, the Crows poured it on in the second. Modra sought his way to a 10-goal performance. The Crows soared even higher towards a 15-goal margin.
Drop punt, kick 6, and a body blow for the Tigers. Kick was hoping for Groom, but Knight's got in the road. Unlucky not to get a free kick. Anderson on his right foot kicks a goal. McGuinness. Jarman. Pressure from 2 Richmond players. Brown's handball okay. Groom measures it. Jarman. Back inside. Jamison. God, he's clever, Jarman. Goal. Set the occasion. McDermott. Well played, McGuinness. Just gave free a hip and shoulder and he was unable to get a kick away. Rowe, centering kick. Modra, lovely take. Well played. Very good effort by Modra. Class. Not a good kick. Smart attacks it. Jamison. Good hands. McDermott to Smart. Lovely play. Adelaide record with 11. Now Modra's got 9. McDermott to Jamison. Modra got it. Very good kick. Great mark. Good play. Going for goal number 10. Leans back, drop punt, puts it through. And McQueen. So the score is 23-9 to 11-12. Smart. He does everything very well. Gets it to Wiedemann. Wiedemann into the centre.
I think the mob in Adelaide are really enjoying this. Here's Jamison storming through the middle, 60 metres out. That's a magnificent kick.
It was a magnificent start to the premiership season. A 10-goal last quarter seeing the Crows romp in by 94 points. The West Coast Eagles represented the changing face of Australian football. The premiership trophy had been hijacked out of Victoria and across the Nullarbor for the first time. The much-awaited clash between the reigning champions and the Crows at Football Park received an enormous build-up and a packed house for the Crows' first hometown outing of the season.
Inside 50. Crows attacking zone. They've got the chance now through Brown. Left foot snap. That's good. That's their first.
Made it awkward for Harding. The half volley pitched one of his bootstraps around the outer side. Maynard, superb mark. Now Ross needs to play in front if he's going to be the target here. Tregenza towards centre half forward. Ross over the top, that's better. He led McKenna to the ball. He plays on immediately to Brown, to Anderson, who can kick a goal. 35 metres out, through it goes. The Crows have got their second. Lamb, forward of half-back, goes to half-forward. Jakovic and Smart. Smart, the clever mark.
Quickly off to Beckley. Now McGuinness. Crows full of run. 3 bounces by Tony McGuinness. Over the top to Anderson. Danger here for the Eagles as Anderson's high kick goes up towards full forward. This time the mark is taken from behind. It's still early days. There's only 2 points the difference now. Hart. On the outer side he can run. Drifted into the centre. And Tregenza leaves it for Groom. Groom gets the hand pass onto Maynard, down to full forward, and another good mark in front of the eyes taken by Modra.
That's a brilliant mark, isn't it? Yeah, terrific stuff by Tony Modra.
From 47 metres, good looking kick, and a very handy one after the siren. Here we go. Harding beaten for it, and the Crows very quickly through Anderson after taking the hand pass from Liptak down towards full forward. Modra takes the mark.
But his movement makes him a very good player.
Putting a bit of pressure on Scott Hodges as he barrels through his second. It's the latter who goes with a mighty punch, but waiting down in front was Chris McDermott. Couldn't get a kick away, so he got the hand pass, but straight to Harding, but look at the tackling. It's ferocious. Groom again. This time he has more time.
Hometown side in front and playing terrific footy at the moment. Can the champs get back as Pike goes down towards half forward? Strong grab by Lee. Tregenza out towards the wing. McDermott provides run on, goes down towards Modra. And that is just a terrific mark. You can't do much better than that.
He's exciting to watch, isn't he?
He just sets his mind on attacking that ball and away he goes.
38 points the margin at half-time as the Crows treated the 46,000 fans to one of their finest displays. The Eagles would fight back, but the points and top spot on the ladder were all Adelaide's.
Kicks it down towards centre half forward. Jakovic over the top, got hands to it. Smart does well, worked it in front. Liptak, open goal, puts it through.
Eventually gets plenty of distance. Lewis got a hand to it. Tregenza waiting down off to McGuinness from 50 metres. He pumps to goal. Bang! Look at that. That's a goal. Chris Groom from just outside 50. We saw that stammering approach in the first quarter when he kicked the goal. This one's away to the right, but oh, how easy is that? How easy is that?
It was a jubilant Adelaide side which walked off Football Park to a roaring crowd. The 15-point win saw the Crows go into their bye with 2 wins from their first 2 games. It was a victory and a start which captured headlines and attention Australia-wide. The Crows were finally recognised as a genuine finals prospect and perhaps more. Even the Victorian press warned of the onset of a new emerging power in Australian football. It was another packed house for the game against Fitzroy. In fact, a full Football Park would become the norm for 1993. The last time Fitzroy was here, they lost by an agonising 3 points when Rod Jamieson goaled after the siren. And so it was proved that lightning can strike twice in the same place.
Pass off to Ben Hart. The Crows out of trouble. Hart's kick up towards centre half forward. Offhand. Oh, beautifully read by Brown. 45 metres out. Brown heads for home. And there's the first one for the night.
It's normally a beautiful kick, McGuinness. It's a high drop punt. It's floating. Will it clear the pack or was it touched? I think it's a goal. It is. It's a loose ball with Brown trying to get in a hand pass. He does so in the finish. Is that a throw? Umpire says no as Jarman races after it. A quick little hand pass to the dangerous Tony McGuinness. He wants someone to lead. No one's moving for him. So he brings it in towards the square. Modra error for the goal. Yes. Zanotti said he touched it.
Stephen Rowe goes through strongly. Anderson a long kick to full forward. And Modra in front. No, said the umpire. Zanotti almost gave away the free kick. Modra still has possession. Gives it to the left foot of Anderson. Yes!
It was a tight first half, but the Lions had been fast trading their Easy Beats tag for that of Giant Killers. And they went right on the prowl in the third term, leaping to a 25-point lead.
That's a lovely kick for goal, and the Lions are saying, catch us if you can here at Football Park.
The Crows needed something special. It came from Tony Modra.
Target is Modra. Yes! Oh, he's an exciting player to watch. To close the gap and to stop the run. 40 metres out. That's a lovely kick. That's a goal. It's going to make for a great last quarter. It's going to be tight as a drum. Pittman gets the hand pass out to the Wiedemann. Long kick. Oh!
That's a sensational mark.
That is fantastic football.
Well, you couldn't blame anybody on that in that situation. A lot of pressure. Wiedemann could only do the right thing, and that was go long.
They all attempted to do the right thing.
One for Mark of the Week, but he's now got to convert. He does.
Still on centre wing with Brown. He hands it over to Pittman. Now on to Tregenza. He's up to possession. Here's Modra. Wow, looks like Tony Modra's going to be the hero. Magnificent mark again. They might have to make a change here and get Alistair Lynch to full back.
Under a minute remaining. This for number 6.
They've got Alistair Lynch to put there, of course.
And they're doing it, actually.
Tony Modra kicks. And he puts through goal number 6.
Modra would become the hero in 5 magical minutes. He transformed the entire complexion of the game. Adelaide was within 7 points at the last break. Now for the grand finish.
From the bounce, a chance for the Crows to score. Back to Tregenza goes Rowe. Back to Rowe. Back to Tregenza. Into goal, Tregenza. Yes! Roderick is there. Stevens again. He leaves it for Gale. Back to Stevens now. He's caught. Play on. To the 50-metre line. At the back is Liptak.
He's posed a problem in this last quarter, Liptak. A real problem.
Kicked 1 goal. That's in this quarter. He wastes no time. He heads for home. I think he might have kicked it. He has. Scores a level.
Here's Big Abbott. Sockers it off the ground. Rowe again. Handballs back. A quick kick, Jamieson. He's hit the post.
But they lead by a point.
Yep.
1 point the difference. Fitzroy need a long kick. The Crows want to bottle it up. Abbott tries to keep it in play. Stevens gets a hurry kick towards centre wing. Jimmy Wine's got to beat a couple. He can't do so. McGuinness is first to recover. They're going to win it. Here comes the side.
Look at that crowd in unison.
What a thriller, Don.
Well, what a fantastic sight. As soon as that siren went, the crowd in unison stood to its feet. And listen, you've got to take your hats off to your hat off to each of those players out there tonight. Fantastic.
David Pittman's point was enough to give Adelaide victory. Once again, the Roys had been denied in the dying seconds.
Well, I think the turning point was Tony Modra took those 2 or 3 magnificent marks, and Fitzroy were the better side on the day. I thought they controlled the game all day, and it was only the last probably 10-15 minutes of that last quarter, if I recall, that Tony took some beautiful marks, and I think we unearthed Modra that day. He was sensational. But
to win the first 3 games was just the boost we needed, and although, you know, we had a slight drop-off after that, I just think to win those early games gave us a confidence and a knowledge that, you know, we were right on the money this year.
Yet to lose a game, the Crows trekked to the MCG to take on Melbourne, who under new coach Neil Baum were yet to win one. Baum was no stranger to South Australians, and the Crows no strangers to him. He'd obviously done his homework well.
Goes bang, oh, good kick. Right there, it'll go all the way. Oh no, Modra's taken the mark.
Modra may be classed as being a little bit selfish, but it will still be a goal.
Steins has got a couple to beat. He can't beat Rodney Maynard, who gives it off to Wiedemann. Wiedemann back. Oh, he's got himself into trouble. Now Pittman. Pittman has found Jamison. Jamison on the left foot brings it to half forward. Sean White at the back, but at the man at the front. Has he taken the mark? I think it's Groom.
Yes, it is, Pete.
It is Groom.
Yes.
Healy, Jarman, McDermott. Tregenza. Good play by Bickley. Tregenza towards Modra. Great mark. It's a wonderful mark under pressure.
The Demons led at every change, 21 points at quarter time, 12 and then 16 at the last change. It was going to take a big effort.
Smothered by Phoebe. Jarman wins it back to Liptak, to Jamison, to Brown. 50 metres out, left foot, goal.
Let's see what happens. Down he goes, and might have played in the back, maybe. But Modra going for his 3rd goal, his 5th goal, I should say, from directly in front. And he's put it through.
He's got Hodges on his own. Here it is to Hodges. Takes the mark. This will be really his first kick. The other one happened after a free kick had been given to Modra. Too far out, you would reckon, wouldn't you?
Oh, he'd be a chance.
I'll tell you what, saw Carey kick one on Friday night from a similar distance out in the pocket.
55 to 60. Geez, timed it well. Gone thump for a goal. How's that? Bang straight through. Oh, what a kick by Scotty.
Ben Hart can come back inside again to Bickley. Bickley straight down the centre of the ground. Brings it into half forward, and the mark has been taken by Scott Hodges. He's going for goal number 2. Scotty Hodges kicks it goal. Oh, he's hit the post. Would you believe it? Ah, Schwartz. Oh, here's Glenn Lovett. A chance here for Melbourne. Lovell takes front position now at the back. The ball hits the deck. Up the ground, it's a goal. Tingay. Tingay, a goal. Melbourne are home.
Home by 9 points, giving Baum his first AFL win as coach. Hawthorn returned to Football Park for the first time since Adelaide's first ever AFL game. Still smarting from losing to the bottom side 5 days ago, the Crows went about trying to repeat that historical 1991 result.
Kicks inside the 50. Dunstall's the target again. What a spectacular mark by Pittman in from the side. He launched himself.
Gives it off to Smart. Runs away. Deere just runs straight through Tregenza and flattens him. Here's Maynard. Modra is the target yet again. Jenky's done well on him. That's a great mark, though. It's an exciting full forward. Either end. Modra leans back and kicks a goal.
McDermott high up and under inside the 50. Maynard turns, goes goalward, open goal. 2 and 30 seconds.
Ricciuto goes to Modra. Good kick. Great mark. That's a sign of a fantastic mark. You can take it out in front under that pressure. Well, will this be the 3rd goal within a minute and a bit? Drop punt straight through again. Certainly down the centre. Hall was at the back, Lee was at the front, McGuinness with pace, Hudson's on the ground, and notice Pittman hip and shouldered him off the footy. A good mark by Hodges at centre wing. Oh, Hamble not a good option to McDermott, got away with it. Tregenza goes bang, Modra on a lead, could get a good bounce. Didn't, but controlled it very well. Brown half volley, clever. Tregenza, Ricciuto, steady, bang, drop punt, and has put it through.
Mark Ricciuto's first goal in AFL football gave Adelaide a 21-point lead. But the Hawks then set about an 8-goal quarter, much of it through the poise of Jason Dunstall, the rest of it through the brilliance of Darren Jarman. Hawthorn 18-point leaders at half-time. Could Tony Modra again pull off the impossible, as he had done a fortnight earlier?
One by Anderson to centre, Hodges with a leap. Groom, well done Groom, in a tight situation. Gives Modra half a chance, one out. It was a tough ball to control, well played Modra. Jenky with him, very well played Modra. Brilliantly played a goal. What a bit of footy that was. It was sensational. It's so brilliant, but they do give a lot of free kicks away in situations. Pittman goes wide to McGuinness, who's had a quiet night. McGuinness to go centre wing. Maynard, nice play. Liptak looks for Modra.
And they ain't easy to take either.
Modra from 40 metres out, straight in front, drop punt, leans back, goals.
They will not be put down. Jarman out of the congestion. Bickley had a decision to make and made the right one with a lot of courage. From centre wing towards half forward. Broom was up, couldn't hang on. Taken by Liptak, who slipped.
To Brown, to Modra.
Bruce, that effort by Bickley is equally as outstanding as the effort by Modra to kick his goal when he fell over. Just to get through that traffic, steady the footy, then find someone, push the ball forward under congested area, or in a congested area, and then to finish off the passage of play there to find Modra is just terrific stuff.
To bring Adelaide within 2 points. Leans back, drop punt, straight through. And a lot of blokes, Ross, have just run straight into the back of someone who's got control of the footy. He doesn't now. Anderson after Wiedemann, and Anderson goes bang to Modra.
Rouvray from half back. Through centre wing towards half forward. Liptak read it well. Releases Lee. 70 metres from goal. Modra comes on the lead. Too much carry on that one, but Modra read it best in flight. Leads back in the race. Thought about suffering. Picks it up and kicks a goal. He's got 6.
Modra went on to get 7, but at the other end, Dunstall finished with 9, enough to give the Hawks a 17-point win. Adelaide's great start to the season had been shorted by 2 consecutive losses, and it didn't get any better. They had to travel to the dreaded Victoria Park for a showdown against Collingwood. Still the only team the Crows hadn't beaten in the AFL. The afternoon didn't do much to change that.
Play on. That was Fraser. Now Ben Hart. This is where they've got to make it work. The short kick is a good one to Liptak. That's better play by the Crows. Now, where's Modra? The leader's on. That's good play. 2-prong lead. And the mark has been taken by Jamison. The team is directly in front where Modra was before. Oh, it's close again. I think he has got this one in for a goal. He has.
The centre wing, Brown in the back spot. Richardson in the front. Jarman taken away by McGuinness. Important player. Gets some distance. Modra in front. Good mark. From right on 50 with a good-looking drop punt, and that's a goal. Great kick.
The Crows were right in it to half-time, but the Magpies, they were just having one of those days where everything goes right.
Boundary line tries to hook it back. A sensational kick, Mick McGuire for a goal.
Moncourse there, held up. Tregenza under pressure from Shaw. Jarman playing well in this second quarter. Back to McDermott. Centering kick. Modra! Oh! What a mark! Oh! Brilliant! Oh! He hung forever.
Oh, wasn't it sensational from Modra?
Well, I hope he's okay because he's one of the stars of the AFL, and from 40 metres he's kicked his 3rd. Adelaide back in business here. Now Rodman. Brown. Kick didn't go anywhere. Jarman has been very good. Bickley. Here's Liptak. Here's a chance. Liptak, well, he could have gone on. Liptak from 50 metres has wasted a wonderful opportunity here. As Perk
this is a goal.
Well, it's a goal. He didn't waste it. He kicked the goal instead.
Liptak's goal put Adelaide in front, but with Tony Modra dragged and on the bench, the Crows lacked the scoring power up forward.
Out wide is Maynard. Now will it sit for him? Still in play. Matthew Liptak has tried hard. Liptak in towards Hodges, over his head, and chipping in to take the mark is Scott Lee. Well, here's Scott Lee kicking a goal, and I think he's put it through. He has. Now here's Jarman. Cleverly done, Jarman. Tregenza chips it in short. Oh, poor kick, Tregenza again. And a chance now for Tregenza to make amends from 30 metres. In at goal. I think it's a goal. Yes.
The Crows 25 points adrift. The record now 3 wins and 3 losses. North Melbourne had been one of the revelations of the season. Under new coach Dennis Pagan, the Kangaroos had become a glamour outfit. In fact, for the past 7 weeks, the Crows and the Roos had filled the top 2 spots on the ladder. And North were out to avenge their drubbing here earlier in the Foster's Cup. They booted the first 5 goals of the game before the Crows slipped into gear.
Probably had about 8 possessions already in this game. Kicking towards full forward. No mark taken. Robin gets rid of the opposition. Shot for goal by Robin. Wonderful kick.
Jarman unable to. Laidley, well played. Wren to smother it. Schwass broke the McDermott tackle. That's not easy. Wren then put the tackle on Laidley. Suddenly Adelaide finding it. McGuinness charging to goal. Long drop punt. Modra sets himself. It'll go through. Another one.
They're saying it should have been back towards their goal about 5 metres.
Free kick to Adelaide. Advantage is played. Rashuto away. Modra provides the lead over the top. Oh, what a specky. Gee, it's a good game, isn't it?
It is terrific stuff.
Oh, that was wonderful. Modra lining up for his second, and Adelaide steaming back. Drop punt, kicks it. Lee sets himself. Rock's been a quiet player, named in the Victorian squad this week. Carey over the top. Handball was very good by Jamison to Tregenza. Now Liptak should do something with it. Lovely bit of play with McGuinness on the up as he goes to fall forward. Modra and Archer. Micken, well played. Modra handballs to McGuinness. McGuinness goes with the left foot and puts it through.
Well, that's sensational footy, isn't it, Jared? Taken by Longmire. Look for the hand pass for Carey. He's in trouble. Most definitely, Jared. Rouvray gets clear. Kicks it up towards the wing. Goes past Dean Laidley. He gets in there to affect the Shepherd for Fairley. Hand pass over the top, ineffective. Brilliant football by Scott Lee. Bickley. Micken. Oh, the combination. Liptak in there as well. Lee's kick towards half forward. Oh, nearly a mark. Modra. Jarman kicks for goal, and that is absolutely sensational stuff. By golly, football's alive and well at Footy Park tonight, Bruce. Ryan Schwass. Anderson, who loves to kick the ball long distances, goes to the front of the square. Punch by Micken was disciplined. Robin! Modra! Snapshot goal!
To Liptak. Good looking kick. What a wonderful kick by Liptak.
It was vintage stuff and the pace was furious. By half-time, the Crows had wiped the early deficit and established a 9-point lead. But this North Melbourne side had been running hot. They threw everything at Adelaide and booted 8 goals in the third term.
Towards goal. Peter German, lovely long kick, but may have been touched. No, it hasn't been. It's a
the Crows needed to turn it around. They needed something brilliant to happen.
Crept up a yard or so.
Gives it his best. Modra!
That is the mark of the year. I'll say now, no one will beat that. That's the biggest leap since Gillett Porter ran second in the 56 Olympic Games.
Well, 45,000 people have risen to one. It's one of the great moments in the game, isn't it? It really is.
Modra's grab proved the turning point. After trailing by 29 points in the last term, the Crows, in front of a frenzied crowd, came bounding home.
Rashuto back there as well. Modra's inside, should Shepherd. Rashuto in the pocket, squares it. Micken a chance. Robin kicks his third.
Gets back onto the favoured left foot. Runs around and kicks it in towards centre half forward. Marty contest, he's got it again. He's going for his 8th goal tonight. Lovely kick. He's got 8.
He's got McDermott. He's got to sit, wait, gets around, goes bang to centre half forward. Robin's got it. Let's see, Robbo. Back he goes. Drop punt. Bang. It's a beauty.
Risciuto in there. Wiedemann now gets past, gives ground away for Tregenza. Tregenza's kick is going to be marked for Adelaide.
Yeah, these players just produce feats.
Rowe's shot. It's a goal. But it's not clear enough. Rowe, he's kicked the full forward. Modra's got it. That was a push out. Going for 10. And he kicks it. Ruck contest. It's Jenko and Wren. Schloss held in. McGuinness has got the ball. Befittingly when it's all over. And Adelaide win a memorable game by just 2 points. And Modra, what a game he's played. He's kicked 10 goals and a fantastic finish to a great game of footy.
Well, they love it here.
Well, so they should, Jared. Bad luck for North Melbourne too, because they were responsible for one of the great matches. It was unforgettable.
Much closer this time around, the final margin, an unforgettable 2 points. And who would ever forget Tony Modra's leap into orbit? His rise as one of the AFL superstars had well and truly begun.
Just, you know, things like that Tony was able to do during the year were real team lifting, and apart from just kicking the amount of goals that he did, he could do something special every now and then, which is just inspirational and just team lifting. And I guess every side needs a bloke that can do that, and he certainly gave us that spark this year.
I wanted to go with him. I tried to jump on the back of him and say, let me fly with you, Mod, but a great mark, and that will go down as one of the best marks in the history of the game.
Not surprisingly, all eyes were on Modra as the Crows went to the MCG to take on Essendon. To date, he had kicked 45% of Adelaide's total score for the season. His first kick gave him his half-century.
This to become the first Crow to kick 50 goals in an AFL season, and he's done it.
What a terrific effort a little earlier by Ola Shaw to run in with a fly to the ball. He nearly took it.
Well, he's kicked into the man on the mark, and Jarman's finished up with the football. Short little pass. McGuinness will have a shot. The average is almost 27 disposals a week. Tony McGuinness, he's a lovely kicker of the football, and that is no exception.
Handball away for McDermott. In turn for Bickley. Talking to one of the old South Australian, well, he wouldn't like me calling him old, Lindsay Backman last week, and he said that Bickley is one of their real good chances for a roving position. Anyway, the football's with Maynard, 40 metres out directly in front. Doesn't mind kicking a goal, Rodney Maynard, and he's done very nicely. Well, Essendon have done well around the middle of the ground to put pressure on the players delivering the football.
Yep. Liptak. Yes!
Well done.
Shepherded through by Modra for a goal. He gets his second.
Just before half-time, the Bombers exploded. Pushing the buttons was Derek Kickett.
Thrown out the back. Long. 40 metres. Caught. Kickett. No, 3 in 3 minutes. Yes!
The 3 in 3 minutes burst gave them a 27-point lead at half-time, a lead they would only build as the day wore on.
Awkward ball. Wiedemann late.
Oops.
McGuinness quickly. Too severe for Watson. Micken a tap on. Rowe is there. Back for Tregenza. A short kick, and it's the first real good pass that Modra's had a chance to run onto, and he marks in front of Fletcher.
Fisted away. Oh, courage by Ola Shaw. Harvey's hand pass, not good. Could be very costly. Rowe on the end of it. The left foot snapped by Rowe. Has he got it? I think he has.
6 points. Long. Chance for Maynard. Gets an effective left foot to the ball. Centre half forward. Patterson. Rowe. Shot for goal by Rowe. Looks pretty good. Adelaide get a goal back.
And who can blame them? Masiti. Spent time on the bench. Bicken's going to have another go. Now he gives the hand pass to Smart, who from outside 50 lets one go, and that's a mighty kick. What a goal.
The Bombers too good, the final margin 46 points. Adelaide had never been to the Gabba, and the match against the informed Bears was a prickly assignment. And who would have thought they'd see the day when the Crows played the Bears and the Bears started as favourites.
In fact, wins it, or Tregenza had a chance. Second attempt, he picked it up, get a short kick. Hodges will have a shot now. 35 for his confidence. Hodges looking for the Crows first. He makes no mistake. Bickley from the pocket. An important kick. Could have taken it across the face. No, it's okay. He's put
Smart, the hurried kick out of there. Leslie's hand pass back into the congestion. Bickley slaps it out. Robran gets it away nicely. This is McGuinness from 55 metres down towards the kick-off line. Modra behind, turns round and kicks a goal. Goes towards the wing. Robran in from the side at the second attempt. Takes the mark. Brilliant hand pass. Sends Lee away. Spears the pass into Modra.
And that is great football from the Crows. Good
Modra kicking at his second goal. It's close. It's good.
Goes to half-back. Pios had to beat a couple there. It was a big ask. Smart does well to Tregenza. Tregenza, a short little chip is effective. And this time Scott Hodges. It's good to see. Hodges. Lovely looking kick off the boot. Beautiful punt. Straight as a die. Oh. What a goal.
At half-time it was Brisbane by a point, but the two-pronged attack of Modra and Hodges was firing, and the Crows seemed to have something in reserve. They'd also unleashed a new player in Mark Visca, who made an eye-catching debut and would become a regular.
Very good start to his AFL career, young Visca.
Tregenza with a man on down the ground. Left half back, the chip pass comes over the top. Bickley can run now. Should have run another 15 or 20 metres. The kick, though, favours Rowe. Rowe now, 35 metres out of question of accuracy. It's bending back superbly.
But at three-quarter time, the Bears were still 1 point up. They'd led at every change, but they weren't to be leading when it mattered most.
Eventually it comes to Rowe. Nice football. Rowe runs to the 50. Kicks towards full forward. Wrestled out of it is Chapman. It may be a goal. It is. Such an important game for them after they started with 3 wins. McDermott finds Jarman, who can run now. Closing on him, Ashcroft. Jarman too slow, but he pinpoints the ball.
Free kick.
Here's Rowe. As Rowe kicks, and kicks truly. But only as far as Jarman inside the centre square. Long kick down towards full forward. Chapman and Modra. Modra at the second attempt was taken high.
Robran.
Advantage is paid. Robran runs on and kicks a goal.
Robran at the bottom of the pack. Gets the hand pass out. Does well. Slapping towards full forward. And Modra
should kick his 6th.
He does. Absolute bullseye.
Straight out of the middle. No pressure whatsoever. And Bickley, who I think set Modra up for perhaps his 7th goal.
Modra did kick his 7th, and the Crows kicked 8 for the quarter to romp home. After a tight 3 quarters, Adelaide stretched the final margin to 37 points.
It was about the first time, I think, for the year we played Scotty Hodges and Tony Modra together as a full forward pocket combination. I guess we'd been a little bit hesitant to do so because we thought they needed to be the master down there in the 1 out. But we played them both together, and I think, if I remember rightly, they kicked 11 goals between them, 10 or 11 goals between them, and I guess we're ultimately the difference. And whilst that combination may not have worked a lot during the year through either injury or maybe just a bit of an imbalance in the side, I mean, on that occasion it worked pretty well.
Break in the season for the State of Origin Championships saw South Australia take the title, beating Victoria at the MCG for the first time since 1963. The Crows were on a high when they tackled Footscray Football Park in round 11, but winning form is good form, and the Bulldogs had trounced Adelaide on their last visit to town. This was the day when the Crows were to solve their problem at centre half forward. They called in former All-Australian defender Nigel Smart.
In front, no mark taken. Smart takes the hand pass inside 50, goes at goal and gets it.
Tregenza, Prosciutto, Rashudo from about 80 metres out. Beautiful kick. Back it comes. Modra's mark 15 metres. Put the Crows in front with a run into half-time to come. Put it through. To the outer side. Almost the mark to Stanfield. Anderson dragged off the kick. It virtually goes straight up in the air. It's knocked back to him by Wind. Anderson inside the 50. Bad luck for Tui. Taken by Hodges. Here's Modra. 5 metres out goal. Spills to Hart. To Maynard. Bickley's free. Bickley forward of right half back. Robber on the target. In fact, it clears him and Smart. Good grab. Very clean. Down towards half forward, pops it for space. Modra comes on the lead, and that's a very good mark. He could have been forgiven there for seeing Foster out of the corner of his eye coming back on him. And this for a lead of 23 points. Footscray have got their problems.
Two number 15s, it's Pittman to McGuinness. And his third kick of the afternoon, though. Oh, Smart takes the hand pass, runs into an open goal, bangs it through. Adelaide goes further ahead.
They can go away and regroup, but Bickley has other ideas. To Smart, to Visca. Visca goes looking for Modra and or Hodges. This time it's the latter on his chest.
Tempers became freighters. Both sides left for the half-time break. The Crows not only won the fights, but they were about to win the ball game by a streak.
It's taken out of it. Stanfield, Anderson did well to get a kick at that. Into space just off the edge of the square. Tregenza, who's been brilliant today, having a great season. Pinpoint accuracy to Smart. But gee, he's a good player. Smart. Pinpoint accuracy again. Modric. Great mark and great play, Adelaide.
McGuinness now picking up Brown. Liberatore picking up McGuinness.
Audrey kicks in.
Tui has peeled off. Little chip pass. Gained about 25 metres and Visca as courageous as you would see. Terrific effort.
A quick hand pass, now away they go. It was Kovalyuk. And too many of them. Tregenza, Visca, Maynard. Crows on the rampage at Football Park, up towards Smart. He's had a terrific match. Beautifully done to Bickley, right on 50. That'll be close to a goal. Oh, what a ripper! Second touch comes down with the football. Maybe the rain could help Footscray, who's to say? Knocked down by Rashudo, Jamison, Robrin, McGuinness, up to midfield. Gee, Adelaide players everywhere now. They can really move in for the kill, couldn't they? Anderson goes down towards half forward, leading out beautifully. Here's Modra. Let's see if he can do it in the rain. It's getting heavier. He's a rain man.
Eventually it's slapped out by Kellett, taken by Smith, gets it to White, who takes on the tackler. He was marked by Visca. The kick comes from McDermott down towards centre half forward. Well done by Smart. He's got great balance and poise. He goes in short and finds Modra. So Modra going at goal number 6, directly in front, 35 metres out. Good looking effort, straight through the middle. Modra has 6 of 12 and Adelaide go further in front. Tregenza goes to McDermott. He'll go in the book as possessions. Jarman's got it. Close to the boundary line. Andrew Jarman unloads for distance. Modra forced to spoil that time. Swooping on it is Rowe. He's kicked one. Nice goal. Quick hand. Sold Liberatore though into trouble. Now McGuinness to Jarman. Back to McGuinness. He runs it down towards half forward. Pinpoints the ball beautifully. And Modra comes on the lead. Makes the chest mark about 40 metres from goal. He'll be kicking at his 7th and the 15th for the Crows. There's the siren, so in fact Modra will kick after this game is over. Goal number 7. Looking to finish with 7 of 15. Looks pretty good. He increases his lead on the goal kicking table.
And it was a happy Tony Modra after the game. With offers like this, who could blame him for smiling? The bells were also ringing for opposition sides. Adelaide victors by 45 points.
The opportunity came to move Nigel to centre half forward, and it was maybe it was a gamble. I think it was a pretty calculated gamble, and he was tremendous. He's so athletic. He can outrun, outmark so many, and he kicks the ball so well from distance that he was tremendous for us. And I think he kicked 3 or 4 goals and was a real inspiration for us up there and proved to be for the rest of the season.
The chill, the hot chili. He's a magnificent man. He's going to France. He wants to go to France and live. But that's Nigel. He'll just pack a bag of clothes and we'll never see him again. And he was relaxed, and centre half forward, he thought, what's all the fuss about? It's just a position. And he was magnificent. And some of the games he turned around for us. Him and Modra, a very potent forward line. And he had a very good year, Nigel.
Next up, Carlton at Princes Park. The day was marked by news of the death of AFL Executive Commissioner Alan Schwab. Chris McDermott won what was thought to be an important toss and kicked with a 4-goal wind, but things didn't quite turn out that way.
Brown, centering kick. Wren juggles the mark. Kernahan from behind, flips the ball up. Chance Diulio, skirts round on the left, goes for goal and kicks it.
And good work there by Steve Kernahan. Terrific stuff by the Carlton skipper.
Free kick here behind the plate of Hart against Kernahan.
Comes to the front. Oh, beautifully played, Lee. Straight up to full forward. And Jamison takes the mark.
Gee, that wouldn't take long.
Jamison's kick. Looks good.
Now I'm going to watch this kick with interest here, Simon Tregenza. Oh, he does that well. Keep going, he should. Has a bounce. High up in the air. Jarman's got 2 to beat. He's marked it. Oh, he had 2 to beat Andrew Jarman. He's been paid the mark, a very good mark. The Carlton players feel they got a touch. Where's Andrew Jarman? They need it. Oh, he's hooked it slightly. In fact, he's hooked it a lot.
The Crows failed to capitalise on the breeze. Going against it, Carlton booted 6 and led by 28 at quarter time. But the windsock must have blown a fuse that day. In the second term, it was all the Crows.
Jamison back to Hart. Hart, plenty of poise as he brings it back in front of goal. Robert! Oh, good mark. Had his name written all over that, Bernie.
Yeah, great mark, Robin.
Matthew Robin, they need this badly, the Crows. Oh, he's drifted it slightly. Did he sneak it in? He did, a goal.
Actually, Williams' hand pass went to McGuinness. McGuinness has kicked to Jarman. Kick by Jarman. Looks good, right through the middle. Great start to this term by the Crows. Smart the spoil. Still with Nigel Smart. Hand passed it just about through their legs. Rasciuto. Oh, well played by Hart. He turned Christo inside out. And this man's got a bit of height and speed. Wasn't suited where he was, but going well now. To the goal square. Robrin!
Yes, it's a mark. A good mark there from Matthew Robrin again.
Here's Robrin. Another one. Adelaide, 3 into the breeze.
But here's Hart, if they kick another one here. Look at the kick by Ben Hart. A beautiful kick. It's a goal to Adelaide. Well, Adelaide on fire, and this man is helping spark them. Ben Hart, whether he can kick it now. The leader's on. Modra and Silvani. Was that a free kick? Yes. It is. Free kick against Silvani. Free kick to Modra in the back. You wouldn't believe this if he kicks this there in front. It's swinging back. A beautiful kick, Tony Modra. Crows in front.
In 10 minutes, the Crows had wiped the deficit and grabbed the lead. Carlton responded, but Adelaide was still within 12 at half-time.
Here's Rowe. Cleverly done by Rowe. Great effort by Rowe on the right foot. Magnificent goal. Have a look at that.
But the second half was a disaster. The Blues booted 13 goals to Adelaide's 2 to inflict what would be Adelaide's heaviest defeat of the year. It was a defeat to the tune of 79 points. Round 13 was billed as a shootout of the super forwards, Gary Ablett and Tony Modra. It was God versus Godra, and the man upstairs smiled on Adelaide.
Lee nicely done. Releases Maynard. Probing kick down towards half forward Smart. That's an interesting matchup they've got there.
I don't like that matchup. They'll have to move hockey. I think he might be too short to be playing on Smart.
It's been on since Smart took up his position. He goes for goal from 50 metres and gets it. Across the ground, outnumbered is Darcy. They'll need to go now. Modra to Smart, 60 metres out from goal. Can he kick his second? Will it bounce on? Yes, it will.
McGuinness is there. Loves kicking long goals, maybe just a little bit too far out on this occasion. Smart, was he being held? Not seen by the umpire. Bone, snapshot, bounces through. 3 goals to Adelaide. It's a blitz at the moment at Football Park.
And now the run at Bickley. So often we see that. Kicks inside the 50. Modra up in front. Darcy did well. Now behind Hinckley. With him is Smart, who's already got 2 goals. Close to the boundary line. Smart, it was on the line. Oh, and he was met very solidly. And is going to get a free kick. Yeah, Nigel Smart, who did so well against Footscray on this ground just a couple of weeks back. Again, going very well on the forward line. That's a marvellous attempt from there. He's got his third. Talk about the hard ball. That's a hard ball, isn't it? Gary Hocking and Mark Bickley. There's Bickley. He's everywhere. That's close. It's good. 5th possession, McGuinness. Bickley, so busy. 60 metres out from goal. Down towards full forward. Free kick. Should have been. Rowe in the square. Bone.
His second.
Wow. Found himself free. A Bone without a cap. Now Stephen Hocking across half back. Swings it towards the outer side wing. Wren. What a match. Beauty. Anderson. Away he goes. Liptak left half forward. Is this the side that lost last week? It's in open space now. Who'll be the first to arrive? Who wants it most? Lee does. 40 metres out. Scott Lee, goal.
Great goal. Goal of the night.
Inspirational stuff. Rowe got hands to it. Couldn't hang on. This is young Powell. Pulls it back. Good looking effort. Great goal.
Adelaide bolted to a 38-point lead at half-time. There hadn't been much from Adelaide or Modra. Both saved their best for the second half, but it was Modra who ended up on the winning side.
Couch gets the ball in front of him. He could just about kick a goal from there. Adelaide and Hart. Adelaide too strong in the clinches. You have to get around under his left foot. He does. Snaps and kicks a goal. Tregenza at the back just about brought it down. Bit of judgment. McGuinness through some very heavy traffic. Finally affects the hand pass. Tregenza gets it back from Rowe. McGuinness left foot snap off the side of the boot. Might be a behind. Might not be even there. Modra this time. Yes, he's got it. Tony Modra finally gets his first goal in the last quarter.
Centering kick. Modra worked under the ball by Darcy. It runs free behind. Smart's got the pace. He pulled away from Stephen Hocking and then does a pirouette around him and kicks a goal. It's Tim Watson and lead shooter in this game with the others is McDermott. Forward of the wing down towards the 50. Oh, good mark. Maynard to Rowe. Rowe running into an open goal. Fumbles. And what's he done? He's going to get a free kick, I think.
He's kicked it anyway.
Has he?
Always looks good on the stat sheet. Steele goes in, overruns the ball. McGuinness again, superbly done. Long, raking left footer again up towards full forward. Darcy, did he touch it? Could be a chance for a snapshot. And he's put it through. That's Liptak. He's got it.
Ablett booted 10 of Geelong's 14 goals for the night, and largely because of his efforts, the Cats in the end went down by only 20 points. No one was looking forward to going to the SCG to take on the rejuvenated Swans. The previous week they'd broken a 26-game losing streak by beating Melbourne. The Harbour City was in raptures. It even made the back page of the Sydney papers. The Swans were riding high and had thoughts of 2 in a row. The Crows, they just wanted to escape with the 4 points, but they came at a price.
Maynard looks as if he's going off already. AC joint probably. Right AC joint. There is poor Rodney Maynard in the hands of the trainers. Bayes kicking that first goal. That's what... It doesn't look too good. I don't think he'll come back on the ground.
Until then, Maynard had been the only Adelaide player to have played in every game. The broken collarbone was to keep him out for 6 weeks.
Randall Bone.
Likely type, isn't he?
Big boy. Not a very good kick, but it's falling in short where Modra, out in front, takes a very easy mark. So Modra is about 25 metres out directly in front. Shoots for goal, and he's kicked 2.
Wheeler behind. Not too many defenders punch now, but it was terrific play.
Oh dear, what a leap by Robrin. Takes the mark across half-back.
When Tom Hakey had them, they were the best tackling side in the business, and they're putting the opposition under some real pressure. Look at that tackle from Bayes.
Got to go back a little bit more than 4, I think, for Tommy Hafey's day. Jamison in towards McDermott. Good play. The build-up here. Tregenza could go for goal, and that's exactly what he does. And it could have bounced through. I think it has. It's a goal to Adelaide.
An injured Mark Visca had already joined Maynard on the bench. The Crows had their injury problems, but they were about to get much worse.
To Bickley, up towards Robin, big stretch, great mark, held onto it, hurt himself.
He's done him.
Oh, he's in trouble. Have a look at him. Oh, poor Matthew Robin.
Wow. Look at the way he goes down here.
Broken his leg.
I think he's I hate to say it, but I think he's broken his leg.
Robrin broke his leg in 3 places. He would miss the rest of the year. The real tragedy was that after standing out of football for 12 months, Robrin was just starting to show his true colours. Such were the Crows' injury problems that Visca had to hobble back onto the ground. Adelaide, meanwhile, sent the Swans ducking for cover.
Wide at centre wing on his own is Scott Lee. He's able to run. One bounce. Attacking is Begovic, but Lee gets the hand pass. Bickley's run in support. 50 metres from goal, Bickley goes, and Bickley may have kicked a goal.
Does provide a little one. McGuinness off the ground. Well played, kept it in. Very well done, McGuinness. Brilliantly played. Bickley. Now, Rowe should shepherd. Anderson should give it to Rowe. He does. Rowe to go for goal. He's usually a good kick. That's a beauty! What a goal! Great kick, Stephen Rowe.
Away goes McGuinness. Sweeping hand pass. Bickley could easily score. And Bickley kicks another goal for the Crows. Up towards half forward. Nearly taken by McGovern. A critical miss though. Jarman swooping on it. Handball. Okay. Big Bone. Kicks a big goal. What a kick by Randall Bone. Bone. Then Bickley. Long kick by Bickley. Up towards full forward. Visca does well. Oh, terrific. It's a goal to Modra, but give it to Visca. Kick towards full forward. Modra can't take the mark. In trouble back there was Brunton. Snapshot for goal is
Hodges.
A great kick by Hodges.
His normal foot, the left footer.
Just turnover.
Anderson to Smart to Bickley, who's kicked 3 and now has kicked 4.
But Rowe is there to help out the full forward. Severe hand pass for Smart. He handled it very well. Modra's got it this time. Landed awkwardly, but it was a good mark in the finish.
And they do hurt.
And he'll be the leading goal scorer for at least 24 hours anyway. He's kicked the goal.
Injuries can also hurt a side at this time of the year. It was an expensive 44-point win.
To see him go down like that was, it's pretty disheartening for a teammate. I can imagine how it is for Matty, but you know, it's really disappointing and upsetting to see a bloke go off like that. But to his credit, I mean, he was tremendous. At half time, we came in the room, and obviously there's some real concern for him, but he was sitting up and encouraging players and saying, "Look, I'm okay. Don't worry about me." He'd had a bit of morphine at that stage too, which probably helped.
And Mark Visca's performance to stay on was magnificent. It just shows the courage and the guts about that young fella, and kicked the goal too, if I believe. So it wasn't a pretty game of footy to watch, but a game we had to win, and we did win.
St Kilda in years gone by had dealt out some awful hidings to the Crows. This time, the Saints were without a prayer.
The wing, Grant, the leaper, almost the mark. Rowe did well to Wren, to Bone. Infield it comes. Rashudo's got the run of it down towards half forward. Crows everywhere. Smart picks it up. He's 40 metres from goal. Tregenza, question of accuracy. Goes Goldwood, gets it. First goal of the afternoon to the Adelaide Crows. This is Visca. He's at left half back. Visca, well, plenty of confidence showing there. Boots the ball towards centre half forward. It's vacant. Smart will arrive first. Gathers the ball brilliantly. In trouble. Gets it to Liptak. Spears the pass in. Juggled Mark Modra. Terrific grab. Normally he takes those with one bite, but that time it was coming so quickly. Centering kick. Modra the target. He's up in front. Jarman drops it behind. The presence of mind to give it to Pittman, to Hodges. Open goal. Adelaide are 5-5 and the Saints are 2-7.
Great kick away. Schwert charged straight at it and gets it back from Bone. Out in front of Tregenza. They're running amok. Tony McGuinness. Breeze behind him. 45 metres out. Goal. Smacked out of there by Wren. Bone, Jarman, terrific hand pass, Liptak, look out!
With Adelaide 21 points up, Tony Lockett left the ground with a back injury and wasn't to return.
Pretty well held by Grant. This is Jarman, feigns a hand pass, now drops it onto the boot. Modra, awkward half volley, controls it brilliantly. I'm not sure that was the target, but Liptak got it. Did he throw it? Not according to the umpire. Here's Hodges, 35 metres from goal. He pulls it back. It's a bender, it's a beauty. The Saints are in desperate trouble approaching half-time.
But things were to get worse for the Saints and others. A once out of form Andrew Jarman was just starting to come good.
Goes down towards full forward. Jarman's over the ball. Working hard in there is Tim Pekin, but numbers told the story. It bounces through for a goal. Andrew Jarman in his 50th game, as his brother did yesterday, making something out of nothing. Here's the skipper, Danny Frawley. Away he comes, little chip pass towards the middle. Cut out by Wren. Here's a great opportunity now for the Crows. Numbers everywhere. McDermott to McGuinness, sending him away on his left foot. He goes looking for Modra. Saw him all the way. Oh, what a terrific kick into the breeze. And Modra gets a goal.
Schwert. Schwert's left footer. Hodges at the back. Modra. Modra a chance to shake off Frawley. He's got it. Great goal by Modra, and that is 100 in his career. Modra kicks 5 today, 100 in a career which has spanned 2 seasons. The first season all right, the second season sensational.
Statue with every game. He kicks inside the 50. Modra spilled it. Well, it was pretty easy by his standards. Liptak under no pressure. Pulls it back. It's floating on the breeze. Hodges. Oh, good mark. Very good mark. Wren is simply so cool. Gets it across to Rashudo, who boots it towards the outside. Jarman knew something about that bounce. He read the book. He kicks inside the 50. Modra comes on the lead. End-to-end stuff at Football Park.
St Kilda shouldn't feel too hardly done by. McDermott to Rowe, straight up the middle. Hodges got a fingertip to it. Here comes Modra, unselfishly back to Liptak. Here's another one.
A happy Modra and a happy Hodges. They booted 13 between them as the Crows romped home by a massive 93 points. 5 days later and the Football Park Goal Feast continued against Richmond. Graham Corns had said percentage would be crucial in the lead up to the finals. Tony Modra served it up on a platter in a record-breaking night.
With the siren sounding. Well, what a way to finish. 13 goals. Well, he may not be Michael Jordan, but he was Ian Modra tonight.
In 5 days, Modra had booted 20 goals, putting him in striking distance of the magical 100. But it wasn't a record-breaking night for just Modra. The Crows went on their own rampage to create a new record for their greatest winning margin.
Here's a chance for Bickley. Running into goal. Difficult angle. Bickley has performed a miracle. Handball wide. McQueen in trouble. Liptak gather. Nigel Smart around. Simple stuff. Smart kicks another goal for Adelaide.
Gets some space. Neat looking kick. Modra in a battle there. Kept his footing very well. Gets a little tip to it. And off the ground by Liptak. Did he touch it? Goal. Give it to Liptak. 11-7 to 3-6.
It finishes with Hogg, and Hogg's little left footer goes over the top of his attendant teammate. Anderson combines with Andrew Jarman, and Andrew Jarman kicks a goal. In centre half forward area, the race is on. Wiedemann, they all scream, and Wiedemann bangs it through. Another one for Adelaide.
But Esler couldn't quite mark it. Smart crashes his way through. He's kicked a couple tonight, lines up for his third, and puts it through. That's damaging, isn't it?
It's quick for a big goal. Wren off to Tregenza. Tregenza kicks it high in the air. Rowe can't take the mark. Recovery good. Andrew Jarman. Andrew Jarman, brilliant.
The final margin, 139 points. Corns got his percentage. The Crows had won their last 2 games by a total of 232 points. The race was on for the finals and the Crows were right in the thick of it. As for the West Coast Eagles, a loss to Adelaide at Subiaco would have put them out of the hunt. It was all the incentive they needed.
Harding taps for himself. Clever play by the ruckman. The kick to the 50. Punch from Waterman down to Matera. On the ruck, Peter Matera. A walk-up start for a goal. Wren and Harding. Lee for the Crows. Here's Jarman. Didn't try the mark. Comes to McDermott, a rare touch onto McGuinness. So the 3 of them were in that one, and McGuinness pops it for a mighty goal. Now they come again. McDermott. Longer this time. Brilliant mark. Started the game needing 6 for 100. He still needs those 6. He's broken his duck.
Waring got a very slick hand pass. Strong tackle by Wiedemann got him down. This is Anderson. Kept his head brilliantly. McGuinness to Bickley. 9-10, 5-6. Bickley goes looking for Modra. Modra, great mark. I thought initially he may have been held in any case. But 40 metres out. Good looking effort. It's home. Mitchell's been pretty good. Gathers the ball. Boots it high towards Worsfold. Oh, great mark. Wiedemann over the top. Well, we'll hope for the best. Around the outer side, Tregenza feeds Anderson, who runs inside the 50. Long, low kick. I think it's home. Going back was Hart. Did he touch it? No.
Hoping and expecting Gary Ablett to reach his ton. I thought Modra might do it today. I might be disappointed on both counts. Here's Anderson inside the 50. Another long raking kick. His second goal for the term. Well, right on the siren.
Anderson's timely double had the Crows within 23 points at the last change and back within an arm's length of victory. Corns asked for everything at 3/4 time. The Crows needed a big finish. Modra had Adelaide to within 17 points, but it was as close as they came. In a frustrating game of half chances, the Eagles, with so much at stake, held off every Adelaide challenge.
The Eagles look home now.
And home they were in the end by 37 points. It was back to Melbourne, where Adelaide hadn't won since round 1. Fitzroy the opponent, victory absolutely crucial. Tony Modra due to reach his ton.
He would not be seeing as much daylight as what we're seeing between those sticks, Modra.
He's going for the banana kick, and I think he's kicked this. Great goal. 99 goals to Tony Modra.
Couldn't pick up the football. Bone tries a hand pass. Jarman
smart
flips it out in front onto Rashuda. Right foot snap, and he's got it. Great goal.
Really, Rick Anderson kicks the Crows forward. They trail by 10, but Modra has marked 35 metres from goal. He will be kicking for goal number 100 for the season. A magnificent season this player has had. He has thrilled the crowds.
Come from nowhere, has he?
He has.
Taking a few deep breaths, Pete, and the
enormous talent.
Police have gathered behind the goal. I don't think that'll stop them getting onto the ground, though.
Tony Modra, goal number 100 for the season. He kicks. I think he's got it. Well done, Anthony Modra. Great effort by the champion full forward.
Here they come. Modra getting mobbed. And we can only hope from the Crows' point of view he doesn't get injured, because this could be pretty dangerous, really. the sentiment's right, but really...
I suppose you could thank his lucky stars he's here and not over in Football Park, because how would you be? 45,000 of those fans.
I think it's a shame it's not a football park.
The Adelaide Football Club had its first centurion. Tony Modra had become a hometown idol. The game was held up for several minutes as officials struggled with an invading crowd. It makes one wonder what would have happened had Modra chosen Football Park for its milestone. But Fitzroy was about to spoil the party.
He's got it up to Lee. Rashudo running for him, decides to go long, straight down the corridor, and good mark. So Tony Modra's kicked 2 for the 100th. This is for 101. And the crowd likes it. He does. He's got it.
Here's Schwert in towards half forward. Zanotti races
well done,
beaten to it by Brown. Brown chips it in. He's looking for Modra. Modra well played from the boundary line. Oh, great play to Bickley for a goal. Well played, Tony Modra. So Mark Bickley kicks his first and the Crows hit the front. Good teamwork. They lead by a point.
Roos is in there. Hawking got a bit of a push. Roos tries to crash his way through. Doesn't succeed. Ball flipped out the back. Snapshot by Liptak. That looks pretty good. He's got it. Correct kick by Liptak. Jarman's on his own at midfield. If it bounces nicely for him, it does. Nice little sidestep. Oh, Modra! Grab!
So that was an excellent build-up.
At three-quarter time, Adelaide led by 11 points, but the Lions hadn't forgotten the heartache the Crows had caused them in the past.
Baldwin in towards full forward. Smart again putting on the pressure. Here's Dundas with a kick at goal. Matt Dundas has put it through. Roy's in front. Tony McGuinness. Modra. All players race at it. Liptak. Caught. Gets in a hand pass. Play on calls the umpire. Here's Brown on the left foot. Oh, great goal by David Brown. Well played with a quick hand pass. I think it was from Sanderson. Smothered off the boot. It rolls towards half forward. Here's a chance. Racing away with the ball is Sanderson. In towards full forward. Oh, he's kicked it, I think. The Crows a chance. Yes. Now this is their last chance. They've got 17 seconds to kick a goal.
He's got to go straight down the centre.
Well, he's got a loose man. They've got a chance.
Yeah, he's got to run.
Here's Scott Lee. Here's McDermott. Lee again. The Crows go forward. They must mark this ball. Manson at the back. Fitzroy got a mop up. Free kick, was it? No. There's the siren. Fitzroy win by 5 points. Magnificent game again between these two clubs.
This time it was Adelaide's turn to hurt. The 2-point loss turned up the heat as far as the finals were concerned. Modra had his ton, but he would have gladly traded it for the 4 points.
It was like a grand final, a mini grand final, I thought, that game, because that would have really cemented us and taken the pressure off us later on. But looking back, I think it might have been a bit of a blessing.
Again, not being able to win in Melbourne, I mean, the press were having a field day on, the Melbourne press were having a field day on us, saying that we're not capable of winning over there and we don't deserve to be in the finals. And one scribe said that it would be better for the club if we didn't make the finals, because we could be the worst final side in the history of the game, and it'd be detrimental to the club if we were to play in the finals and we'd get thrashed in our first final, or one and only final, and maybe we'd never recover. And I guess we had a team meeting after that and looked at certain articles like that, and it gave us some sort of impetus to improve. And you take your little, any little spur or little advantage you can get, you take, and it was things like that that maybe gave us a slight advantage, or a slight spur anyway.
His return home the following day sparked unbelievable scenes as hundreds turned up at Adelaide Airport to welcome home their new hero. This was Modra Mania, the forerunner to Crow Mania. 4 days later, the Adelaide Football Club reappointed coach Graham Corns for a further 2 years. It was a move designed to quell speculation on his future and at the same time create a united and stable atmosphere as the Crows braced themselves for a finals onslaught. Melbourne had been storming home in the latter half of the season and were a slim finals chance. The loss to Fitzroy had made this game more crucial than anyone would have liked. It was a must-win situation. No matter how they got them, the Crows just had to get the points.
Trying to take it away, unsuccessful. Viney again. Tregenza steals it from the opposing number 12. Kicks up towards full forward. But the man they've got to stop is Mr. Modra. Jefferson gets it. Terrific. Here's Pittman. He'll want Modra. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's a good mark, Modra.
It is, Peterson. If you want front position and get to stand his ground, there's
Sean Wren. Chris McDermott to half forward. Good use of the body by Stephen Phoebe. Steins comes in to lend a hand. Here's Nigel Smart. Races in the goal. And Nigel Smart kicks it. So Nigel Smart for his second. A floating drop punt won't quite make the distance. And a quick kick. This could be a goal to Liptak. Yes.
He kicks towards Pittman. Big man got a hand to it. Jarman. Oh, he ran it beautifully. He may well goal here. Lovely kick.
He's still 55 from goal. He brings it into the pocket. It's 2. Oh, Ben Hart. Sensational mark, and that's 50 metres against Jakovic. He knew it was a mark. That's down. Steve Phoebe doing all right down there. Wiedemann. Now Jarman. A clever little hand pass. Liptak. Wiedemann. Sprints clear. Wayne Wiedemann for his second. Races in the goal. Wiedemann. He's kicked it. And he ran a long way.
About shut the gate. Not to be.
Brett Lovett to the half-back line. Anderson very strong overhead. Off onto the left foot from 60 metres. Greg Anderson, a booming kick, Anderson. Oh, touched or a goal, I think. Yes, a goal.
49 points the margin at half-time. Adelaide would dominate in the second half, but the kicking was badly astray. The Crows were to have 23 scoring shots to Melbourne's 8, but every now and again they found the mark.
Brendan Sanderson is back on. Modra shoots and Modra goals. Andrew Obst has 2 for the D's. Socket off the ground, up towards Modra. Left foot snap, yes! Now he's got 4.
They've been impressive, Adelaide tonight.
McDermott, high kick. Jarman. Well, he tried to position the body and he almost got there. In there once again goes Jars. Oh, well done. Out to David Brown and he kicks a goal. They're working on percentage now. Chance for Tregenza again for the Crows. Up towards Jarman on half forward. Took it beautifully on the half volley. Then gave it like lightning to Wiedemann. Oh, goes the weed!
40 scoring shots to 16, but the bottom line was what mattered most. In what had been one of the most open football seasons for some time, the Crows at this stage could not only make the finals, but snare a double chance. To do that, they had to beat Hawthorn at Waverley, but it wasn't as if it hadn't been done before.
The Crows have won by a point.
Hawthorn had lost its last 3 matches going into this game. It hadn't lost 4 in a row since 1981. And from the outset, it was obvious the Hawks weren't about to let it happen now.
Morris, the open goal beckons. He runs in, touches it down. Here's the 100. He turns around and bangs it through. It's come early. Well, congratulations to Jason Dunstall. He's done it again. The 4th time. He's kicked 100 or more.
Well, Dennis.
Dunstall couldn't take the mark. Tim Allen, tackled by Anderson. Ball spills for Darren Jarman. One way, then the other. Then onto the left foot. Look at this, will you? Oh, what a great goal.
At quarter time, the Hawks led by 52 points. They'd booted 8 in a disastrous first quarter. The Crows were goalless. Even at half-time, the margin was a gaping 58 points.
In front, Taylor couldn't hang on. McGuinness a half chance from 45 metres out. It's a goal. Terrific effort. Here comes Wigney. With the hard stuff, couldn't hang on to the ball though. Back to Smart, awkward half volley. He's dragged to the ground. Rowe comes away with it, well shepherded by Anderson. Here's Brown, open goal beckons. He kicks from 35 and he's put it through. Oh, they needed that one.
Nigel Smart, he's got pace for a big guy. He's not quite quick enough. Jarman, has he marked it? Yes. Skillfully done, Andrew Jarman. Really should kick this. He's only about 15 metres out. And he makes no mistake.
A long way behind, but they will finish on the breeze. A margin of about 4 or 5 won't be impossible. And they're playing inspired football at the moment. McDermott to Bickley, who heads for home. And I think it's good. It's a goal. The Crows are on the march. Wiedemann going nowhere. Well done by Anderson to McDermott. Across it comes now to Tregenza, who gets it to Bickley. The feeds the run of McGuinness. McGuinness goes down towards half forward. Coming up on the lead is Modra.
The Crows within 33 at the last change. They launched into a great comeback, but the Hawks just had too great a start.
Handball smart. Now Tregenza, 50 metres out in front of Modra. Gathers, can't break the tackle. Handballs to his own advantage. May still get it. Well done. Good effort by Modra.
Excellent effort.
He's kicked 4 goals now.
The positions inside the 6 and even the composition of the 6. There's McDermott running it up towards the wing. Away it comes to Bickley. Rashuto on the wing. Rashuto goes down towards half forward. Coming on the lid again is Modra. And he marks on his chest. He's a long way from goal. It'll take a good kick from here. So Modra. This will make it interesting. Good looking kick. It's bending back. It's a great kick. It's a goal.
Adelaide went down by 27 points, but they outscored and outplayed Hawthorn in the second half. Sure, it was a loss, but there was enough evidence to suggest the Crows may have Hawthorn's measure the next time around. Coach Graham Corns had his charges on the track the following morning. It had come down to the wire. As many had predicted at the start of the season, it had come down to the last game against Collingwood at Football Park.
I remember saying, if you speak to John Condon when I saw the program, I said, John, you know what's going to happen? He said, what was that? I said, we'll be playing Collingwood in the last game of the year for our chance to play in the final. So, I mean, I didn't want it to happen that way, but it was always on the cards.
Adelaide was swept by the occasion. A mad rush on tickets saw the game declared a sellout in a matter of minutes. Elsewhere, the mod squad was formed. Every possible advantage was sought. Adelaide would have a live coverage of what was to be, at that stage anyway, the biggest game the city had witnessed. Even training on the Thursday night saw thousands at Football Park. The equation was a simple one. Win and the Crows would play in their first ever final series. A loss and it was all over for another year. For Collingwood, well, it was just a matter of pride. Geelong's win over West Coast the previous night had ended their finals chances. On a warm spring day, the time had come.
Goes for distance, a centred kick to, and Modra takes a terrific mark.
He's finished as one of the game's superstars this year.
Just to pull it back to 5 points, and it's good. Modra gets his first.
The football taken by Watson. He gets it across to Kerrison. Kerrison's high kick. Mark. Oh, look at that! Mark Rashuto. He's leapt about 8 feet in the air. Couldn't take the mark. Tries to get it clear. Now Williams. Handball good. Russell's in the clear. Should goal.
The Magpies stormed the fort. They stormed to a 32-point lead. The Crows had staged some great comebacks at Football Park, but they desperately needed one now.
Surely much quicker than that. Now he bombs away as Collingwood had plenty of time to get the big men back. Monkhorst nearly the mark. Is it Liptak? Yes. 2 grabs at it. And Matthew Liptak, he's had 12 possessions already. Now let's see what he can do with this. He's only 20 metres out. Little difficult the angle, but he's kicked it. It's a goal. So Matthew Liptak kicks his first goal. Boundary thrown in the left forward pocket for Adelaide. Kick by Wiedemann. Oh, this is a miraculous goal. Pass, Liptak. Now McDermott. Kicks pretty quickly up towards full forward. Modra! Got it! Oh, miraculous! Well done, Modra! Absolute stuff of a champion, Tony Modra. 2 goals. Crows get their 4th.
McDermott wobbles one towards half forward. Smart gave a contest. Jarman knocks it on. Here's Brown swooping on it. 35 metres out. Goal!
He's on the forward end of the square. He kicks it into the pocket. The lead on. Modra. Good hands. Going to be paid the mark.
6. If you can hold them out, you can win.
Good kick, Modra. He's kicked 3. The feeling with the Crows. Wren. Crows mark. Wigney. Too easy. He's had a couple of chances. One kick went wide in the first quarter. He's kicked a point. It's a goal. Have a look at the crowd at the back. Now Smart from 55 metres. A booming kick. Right on the goal line. It's been punched away. Liptak. Gather. Snapshot. He's dumped it. Adelaide in front.
In one of the most breathtaking quarters of the year, the Crows changed the course of season 1993. They went into half-time 6 points up. They had sapped Collingwood. It was all the way to finals glory, and the Crows knew it.
Inspired his third kick of the term. Modra! Needs a net. Here's Modra. He's got it. McGuinness steps around, kicks, bends it back. What a kick!
Quickly takes it away for the Adelaide side. His kick up near 50 metres. Bouncing ball, awkward. Jarman controls it. Andrew Jarman's got another one. Well, he doesn't mess around. He whacks it towards centre half forward. Nigel Smart can't break the tackle. He's still got the football. Shot the goal, and under pressure, that was quite magnificent. Second goal to Smart.
Plenty of vitality in him. He boots it down towards half forward. Pert props in front. Doesn't really want to go at the ball. He's trying to retard Modra down there. Opportunity for Smart. Smart does well. Got it to Bone. This is Jarman on the 50. Bacon goal square. It looks good. It's home. And perhaps so too are the Crows. Right in the centre circle. Spears the pass into Smart. They're putting on a clinic now. Adelaide at their most dangerous. Brown finds Modra, who's got 4. How many times have we seen that? And I've said a couple of times at Football Park this season, when they're in full cry, when they've got the pedal to the floor, there is no more exciting team in football. Butcher did pretty well initially. Bone, even better, lip tap to Jarman, fumbles, settles, and kicks another one.
And I would suggest that playing a final here at Football Park and winning it if you're a Victorian side would almost be the impossible task.
Well, if that's the case, give Collingwood their due.
Well, they're there.
Adelaide had done it in its third year. The finals dream had arrived. 24 points the margin, but who was counting?
It didn't look good there in that first quarter, but I was talking to a few other boys, and they said the same. They just knew that we just would come good, and I had that belief because our attack on the ball was fierce. We weren't doing everything right, but you could just see the endeavour by the lads, and I knew we'd come good, and all of a sudden we break their backs. But the siren went, and it was just fantastic, and Chris and Tony told the story, didn't they, at the end of the siren that day?
It was just so much relief at the end of the day to hear the siren and know that we're around the money next week, because we both felt that we weren't ready to finish the season at that stage, and as a group of players in a club you sort of know when the end is near, but at that stage we weren't ready to finish, and it was just such a great relief, I think, to get through.
No one knew what to expect in Adelaide's first taste of finals fever. It was soon evident as the whole city was gripped by a new phenomena called Crowmania. The rush for tickets was on, with an estimated 20,000 South Australians making the trek to Adelaide's first final. Thousands attended the Crows' final training session at Football Park. On match day, a large section of the Adelaide Army spilled from one of the longest overlands for years. At the MCG, the South Australian contingent wasn't hard to spot.
We're going to crawl over you!
Inside, it would be Hawthorn who would start firm favourites. Only 2 Hawks hadn't played in a final. Only 1 Adelaide player had. A quick pep talk by the coach, and the Crows were away in their first AFL final.
Oh, terrific by Condon. Magnificent defence. The kick out wide. It sits up and goes back over the head of Jarman. Grabbed by Tregenza. Now Andrew Jarman. Centering kick is perfect. Bone marks. Bone, 55 metres out. Oh, it's good. It's home. Crows hit the front. Pittman to McDermott. Through to Liptak. Short pass up towards the 50. Smart, a good pick-up. Gets past Yankee easily. Booms a long kick. Oh, terrific kick. Yes!
Gear versus Smart. Gear with the left hand gives it straight to Anderson. Here's a big chance for the Crows again. Randall Bone. Hand pass to Liptak. Liptak to Modra. Modra straightens up from 35 metres and Tony Modra goes bang. And he's kicked the goal.
Chris Langford. Oh, Smart. hasn't he been good since they moved him forward this season to play on the forward line?
Yes, he's becoming one of the best centre-half forwards in the AFL.
Now the advantage paid. Tony McGuinness sprints clear, brings it back in front of goal. Modra and Langford. And Modra has marked a good mark in front of Chris Langford.
Good kick forward. Anderson a chance here for the Crows. Unmarked out wide is Bone. He goes to Bone, who was 20 metres in the clear. Started his league career in the AFL last year, just a couple of games. Kicked the goal with his first kick in the AFL. And that's a beautiful kick. Crows lead by those 2 goals.
They're getting nothing out of centre forward as we're seeing Matthew Liptak from 45 metres. A good-looking kick, a beautiful kick. It's a goal. Jason Taylor against Sean Wren. Tregenza caught by Jarman. Back to Wren. Wren further afield. This is Wigney. Wigney to Bickley. Now Smart. And Nigel Smart sets sail for home. And he's kicked it. Great play by Adelaide. Smart has kicked 2. And the Crows on fire. Wren versus Deere. Deere thumps it down. Oh, strong tackle on McGuinness. Taken away by Jarman. Jarman to half forward. Over the back is Wiedemann. Well played by Wiedemann with strength. Got back up support. A lovely hand pass comes out to Bickley. And Mark Bickley races in the goal and puts it through. Out wide is Wren. Sean Wren chips it to Wiedemann. Dane Hawthorn might pay for this. Oh, look at this. Liptak, no one near him for 40 metres. Matthew Liptak races in the goal and says, thank you very much, and puts it through. In towards half forward, Jason Taylor and Smart. Thump clear to Liptak. Liptak caught, gets it to in towards Smart. A beautiful kick by Smart. Good play by the centre forward, and he has found Stuart Wigney almost directly in front. A vital kick. He's kicked it to the right. Will it come back? Let's have a look at the goal umpire. It's a goal. This should be a lay down Maziere. He can't get back there. Still going. Oh, gets a cruel bounce. Taken away by Jamison. Into Liptak. And Liptak at half forward sprints clear. Brings it in towards the full forward. And a great mark taken in front. And that is by Wigney. A free kick he's played in the end.
At three-quarter time, Adelaide led by just 7 points. It had been a hectic game, but Hawthorn is Hawthorn, and in their 12th consecutive finals appearance, the Hawks were always going to fight back.
Hudson. Brown on the right. This is close. Sensational goal by Paul Hudson. And the margin 2 points. Hawks down by 2 points. 47 metres out. They're in front.
In front and in the eyes of many moving in for the kill. But the hunter was about to become the hunted.
He does well for Adelaide. Jarman comes in. Bickley. Oh, Liptak, dangerous. Liptak goes as long as he can. McGuinness is there. It bounces for a goal.
In towards half forward. Langford the big fist away. Still the Crows. Wigney. Now Nigel Smart. He's kicked it. Yes. Crows in front. Well, would you have believed this? 88 to 92. And Adelaide lead by 4 points. Simon Tregenza sprints clear. Brings it in towards Wigney, who marks 60 metres from goal. Stuart Wigney's got an open goal. He's going to go for the long kick. It's a booming kick. Modra and Langford. And Langford punches the through. Could be a goal. Yes! The Crows might be home. He wanted to win this game desperately. McDermott. Beautiful kick in towards full forward. Langford sets himself. It's a mark to Adelaide. Nigel Smart has marked 20 metres out, almost directly in front. And I think that could be shut the gate to the Hawks. Kicks. And the Crow supporters jump with glee. It's through for a goal.
Brown spent a lot of the time on the bench. Plenty of pace in the legs. His left footer just doesn't make it. Gowers takes the mark. There's the siren. The Crows, with their own bit of history, have knocked off the mighty Hawks. And in their first attempt at AFL finals, they've advanced to the second semi. Well, any Adelaide people who snapped up odds of about 20 to 1, which you could have got before yesterday's game at Waverley, on the Crows to win the flag, might be very happy.
History will show Adelaide's first finals victory was against Hawthorn at the MCG by 15 points.
I'll never forget it. But it's up there as one of the great days of my life, and I know the boys. I thought just the first bounce and our first attack on the ball when Wiedemann's come flying in and taken young Darren out just told the story that we were committed and this is going to be our game.
Well, I always felt like we were going to win the game, at least up until three-quarter time, and then I guess they found some spark in the last quarter and got away to 8 points lead, I think, and I guess at that stage you think, hell, we're gone.
I thought we've come of age. I really believe that we've come of age in the last 2 or 3 weeks, and this club will now be one of the most powerful clubs in the AFL.
Adelaide's arrival that night sparked unbelievable scenes. 4,000 fans packed the airport in what was one of the biggest welcome homes the city had ever seen. West Coast's win over North Melbourne had also ensured the Crows a double chance. There was another rush for the second semi-final against Carlton at Waverley, and set doubled the number of Melbourne-bound flights that weekend, but some supporters hadn't stopped celebrating. Elder Park played host to the official burial of the Hawthorn Football Club.
We hate you 'cause you're Victorian!
But to Victoria they headed, up Melbourne's southeastern arterial to Waverley. No less than 100 buses had made the journey from Adelaide for the game to determine 1993's first grand finalist. But Carlton held the title of Premiership favourites. They also boasted the year's biggest winning margin over Adelaide. To win, the Crows had to do everything right.
Inside the 50, uncontested. Bone should have taken the mark, but snaps for goal anyway. In the goal square, a big chance. Whitney gets the first goal.
It comes forward of the pack. McDermott bumped in the back. No free kick. He played it well. Kicks to the outer side. They can make something of this. Wiedemann has to wait. Runners all around. He feeds it back to Anderson. Tregenza runs on. Tregenza's got it now. Liptak is on. He needs to find him. He spots him down the ground now. Liptak can take it and go. Liptak runs to just outside 50. Pulls it back, intended for Wigney. And Wigney's taken the mark.
That's better. Wigney must get in front.
Wigney going at his second. And he's got it.
His left footer. Oh, Madden is 30 metres in the clear. Wren giving chase. Ooh. What a sprint. This is something to watch. Madden goes long for goal. He might have kicked it. Sensational.
And it was a lead Adelaide would struggle to regain on a day where the Blues' defence reigned supreme.
16 minutes gone, but both defences well on top.
Silvani, what a shocker. That didn't only go out untouched, it went out on the full.
Well, Tasker's had a sight, hasn't he, from here?
Yeah, practiced the last time. And this time he gives it elevation and direction, but Silvani, right on the line, takes a screamer.
Big man pops it onto the boot and finds McGuinness. McGuinness to Tregenza, who can run inside the 50. A question of accuracy. Now he's in trouble. Couldn't kick the ball. Maynard, little U-turn. Hard against the line, kicks. Another chance right on the goal line, but the mark is held.
While the Crows couldn't buy a goal, the Blues, well, they just couldn't help but kick them.
Heaver. Oh, what? You're kidding. They're kicking goals from places you wouldn't believe they could kick them from.
And despite the same number of scoring shots, the Crows went into the half-time break down by 10 points. By no means out of it.
Scholl and Diulio on the bench for Carlton.
Shepherding free kick against Madden.
Gee whiz, that's the Bermuda Triangle down there for Carlton, that area.
I suppose it was a shepherding free kick.
Ran from 50 metres. A great-looking kick. Home for all money. Brown. Little hand pass. Wiedemann breaks the tackle. Back to McDermott. Just playing behind the pack all the time. Centres the ball beautifully to Bickley. But it's Tasker. Needs to get a goal from all his efforts. Right in front, 45 metres out. It gets offline, I believe. Ooh, behind. A goal would have put them in front. Williams floats a hand pass. Hogg had to wait for it. His tap out is clever. Bradley gathers. Now they're a chance to run it into the breeze. Bradley all the way to the 50, all the way to the 30. Craig Bradley goes for goal and kicks a ripper.
Down towards half forward. Prosciutto overran it. This is to Ulio. To Bradley. History repeats itself. He runs to 30. He may have kicked another one. His third.
McDermott to Jarman, great hand pass, Liptak through the middle, his pass wide for Modra, this time Silvani nowhere in sight. Take him to 123 for the season. Looks all right, a goal. He got it from McDermott originally, now here's McGuinness. McGuinness short pass to Smart, in front of Hannah, a rare occurrence. Smart goes longer, sun in the eyes of Modra, but he takes the mark.
That was a good mark, wasn't it, Drew? You could see him shielding his eyes before the ball got there.
And a straight kick will put the Crows in front.
But straight kicks had been hard to come by, and the Crows went into the last change trailing by 9 points.
And the Crows' fitness will be put to the test here. Bradley makes something out of nothing again. McDermott to bring it in. 20 possessions this afternoon for him. There's Anderson. That will be ignored. Virtually comes straight down the middle. Wren's up in front, and that's a very good mark, considering the height of the opposition. Away to McGuinness, who runs away from half-back, chips it out wide. Maynard has to stretch, goes down and gets it. Now Bisker is on down the ground. Bisker can take it and go. He hesitates momentarily, kicks for space, coming up on the lead. Tasker. That was a very good kick by Bisker.
Oh, that was spot on, wasn't it? It had to be perfect, Dennis, and it was. Sean Tasker on the lead. I do prefer him in the forward line to Big Randall Bone, mainly because of his mobility, Sean Tasker.
Very important kick, this one. The margin is 16 points. This to pull it back to 10. Has it got the carry? Not quite. Tasker gave a contest. Knocked down by Smart. Tasker again. McGuinness sends Liptak into space. He's dragged down. And like a soccer goalkeeper, Silvani stopped it.
Ange Christou off the left boot. Kernahan the chance. Pushed out. Must be a free to Kernahan. Advantage. It goes to Heaver. Open goal coming up for Heaver. And now Bradley, who kicks number 5.
And guess who? Silvani to Hannah. 3 of their best, although Hannah fumbles this time. Gives it away in effect. Tasker back to goal, but he can make something here. Turns, kicks, and for one of the few times hasn't seen his kick touched on the line. It's a goal. Smart gets it to Anderson. Vacant goal. He goes long, and Tasker, the only man down there, drifts into the square.
50 metres. Take him back to the goal line, surely.
And get the angle right. The Blues have come from 7th. They're in the grand final despite this kick from Sean Tasker.
The Blues were bound for September's big day. Liptak's late goal pulled the margin back to 18 points, but the final score reflected a day of missed chances. Adelaide 28 scoring shots to Carlton's 21.
With the easy ones we missed, if they were goals, it would have been a different ball game. And the end result was, it was in the palm of our hands and it just flew off again. And but like I said before, our club came of age, but then we realised that how tough this game is, and 1 minute you're up there, next minute you're down, so you've got to come up again.
The next morning saw an impromptu training session at the beach under Michael Taylor. They still didn't know who their next opponent would be, but the preparation had begun for what was to be a testing week leading up to the preliminary final. With the stakes so high, football matters dominated the week, with big concerns over full forward Tony Modra, who left the track early on the Tuesday night. The opponent was to be Essendon. The march to the MCG was a blur. It was a huge crowd, the biggest the Crows had ever encountered. They'd come a long way in 1993, but that afternoon's journey was to be the longest of them all.
A vacant spot there. Wren won the first tap out of the centre. Denham's quick kick will probably get the job to tag McGuinness. Visca gets a kick away for Adelaide, a half forward. Smart in the box seat. Went with one hand. Grenvold on him. Smart from 55 metres. Centering kick to the goal square. Not a bad one. Hodges sets himself. Chance for Liptak. First goal round the body. Looks good. Great start. It's the start the Crows wanted. Goes with Smart this time, Somerville. Missed by Modra. McGuinness over the top. Grenvold taps it out. Bickley. Jarman's got good hands normally. Liptak to Brown. Left foot snap kick. A good one by Brown. A goal. A great goal. So the Crows
bounced back. Stops, props, handball, puts pressure on Grenville. G. Wiedemann had him for a while. Play on called. Bickley in the pocket. Does he run out of play? Still in there. Here's Brown's already kicked one. Left foot snap. Another great goal.
And it was Ben Hart who eventually got the possession, but McDermott and Visca both worked hard. Jarman, he's kicked towards the half-forward. Wanganeen couldn't take the mark. Essendon fans appealing for the free kick. No, look at this man. Nigel Smart. Handball over the top. Is it all right? Modra, unselfishly, Smart will get the goal. Brilliant football for Adelaide. It's all clear. It's a goal for Adelaide. Don't worry about that. Ola Renshaw. Handball wide for Long. Backs himself. Oh, this. Long. Yes! That was Essendon. Brilliant football.
Hills was standing on the marker. Now this is his man they pass the ball to.
Good kick. Excellent kick. Magnificent mark. Taken by Tony Modra.
Tony Modra, 158 marks for the season.
Well, he's a chance to kick a goal from here. A definite chance. A brilliant kick as a goal. In towards the 50-metre line. It goes back. Lift tap. Run on, son. No, he couldn't quite control the football. Neither could Nigel Smart. Chance for Modra. Kick it. He does. And he gets another goal. Has he? Yes!
A second bounce. Gets very close to the man. Long kick. Hodges sets himself and takes a beauty.
A little bit of hanging on there before the ball got there, Bruce.
Won't this be a handy lead? Another one.
The Crows led by 17 points at quarter time, and it just got better.
Mercedes on centre wing. Kick in towards kick and fly at the back was Ben Hart.
Oh, brilliant mark, Robbo.
He's kicked too high. Paul Hills drops what he should have taken. Brown, Nigel Smart runs inside 50, and I think he may have kicked the goal. He has.
Danaher tries to crash through. Jarman breaks a tackle. Left foot pass to Modra. Magnificent.
Oh, very like Fletcher. That'll be 50 metres against Fletcher also.
Modra from the goal square. Straight through.
Yes, and it'd be a long time since Essendon have kicked a goal, I would think. 20-minute mark of the first quarter. There's a mark taken by Pittman outside 50 metres to give the Crows another chance.
Looks like Salmon maybe on the ball at the moment, Robbo. Pittman right up from fullback, taking that mark. Followed Salmon up there.
Looks for Modra. Oh, that was too easy.
Too easy.
That was just too easy. I think Dustin kicking from 35 metres directly in front. And it's another Adelaide goal.
He's done all right, Wiedemann. Not a lot of finesse, but competitive. He's kicked to about 30 metres. Oh, right! A glorious flying. I think so. It's in the first half remaining. Rashudo took it off. Anderson got it from Wren. Anderson's probing kick to the goal square. Hurd getting back. Goal! It's a goal!
Adelaide went into half-time leading by 42 points. Had it been a grand final, they would have started printing the T-shirts. It was a joyous break, the fans celebrating a 7-goal lead, but match-winning it wasn't. Essendon came out and set about what was to be one of the great comebacks.
Especially when you're only 20 metres from goal.
Buick going for his third. Drop punt, he's got it. They're coming home here, the Bombers. Charging back into this preliminary final. Fourth time out of the centre in this term. Jarman, well played. Maynard, Wiedemann, short. Somebody on the end of it. Wigney gets there, fills the spot. We'll kick from 45 metres out. Drop punt. It's close. I think he might get it. It's a goal.
23 points is the advantage, so Paul Salmon can bring it back to 17, and he does just that.
In fact, by the final change, they'd brought it back to just 12 points. Kevin Sheedy could sense a miracle. 1993 for both sides had come down to 1/4 of football.
So you would nearly write this down for a goal. He's got it. Scores a level.
McDermott against the float court. Gets the handball away. Maynard gives it to Long stages. Watson important. O'Donnell should go. Goes and puts it through. The Bombers are in front.
Can James Hurd kick a goal this time? Looks pretty good. He's happy with it. Centre half back for Adelaide. Very important possession. Watson's got it. Watson goes for goal. Look at this. by Timmy Watson.
In the long history of this great game, to be 7 goals behind at half-time. That's it.
The dressing room told the story, so close, but Adelaide's dreams of an AFL Grand Final would have to wait. Essendon won the game by 11 points. They would play Carlton in the Grand Final. What's more, they would go on and become premiers.
We just couldn't, for the life of us, get hold of the ball for 10 or 15 minutes and just stem the flow. I mean, just break it up, hold on to the ball for a little while. We just couldn't do it. And
I'll never, look, it will always stay with me until I know, personally, not just me, but the team, will stay with the club until they can rectify the problem, and that's to win the Grand Final. That's the only way you're going to get rid of it, and I've been through that situation before, and it stays with you and it eats you away. And the lads that played in that game are very, very dejected in that, and it's still eating away at them.
Well, I guess we struggle to explain why we lost. But, I mean, now it's over and done with. You can't dwell on it. While it hurts, you've got to say, well, ultimately we weren't good enough to win it on the day. We're no more new kids on the block or any of that rubbish. We know we're there, and we've got to go one more step. 1994 goals become erasing the memory of 93, and there's only one way to do it. And we've got to play in a grand final and win it next year, and we have the basis to do it, we have the stability to do it, we have the players to do it. So why shouldn't you do it? And it all comes down to the individual's mental preparation and motivation and desire to do it. And if we have that, and I'm sure we will, then
Australian Football Video presents Vintage Football from the 7 Sport Classics collection. 7's Magic Moments and the Sensational 70s. Football action to get your blood boiling. In 7's Magic Moments, thrill to 30 minutes of unrivaled football history. From the brilliance of Baldock to the antics of Jacko. And the Sensational 70s. Highlights from one of Aussie rule's finest decades. Magic Moments and Sensational 70s. 2 magnificent 7 Sport Classics from Australian Football Video.